Okay, Newman Brother Piano, Mount Holly Historical Society, originally owned by Susan Elizabeth Rhyne Love.
So the one thing that needs to be taken care of, there's a little hinge in the back where it's no longer biting into the wood.
Right.
It's a quick fix, actually. The piano is otherwise in really good condition and made in the early 1850s, and we'll leave it right there until I can do a little more work to see if we can narrow it down. It has the full iron plate on the inside, and by patent law, Chickering had that as a patent locked up until 1854. But it turns out some of the people were beginning to bring it forward a little earlier than
I
that.
see. Even if they had, somebody else had the patent, right? Yeah.
Even if somebody else had the patent,
Right.
knowing that the 14 years of the patent would last, then
Yeah,
would be up and over with before anybody would fuss and protest.
Yeah, hold on.
So, all rosewood veneer. The Newmans were selling primarily into the South. That was where their business was, and the factory was in Baltimore.
Right.
And Joseph Newman would go all over the South, particularly into Tennessee, but down into the Carolinas. And by this time, he's already identified a plot of property that he wants to buy. It's in northern Columbia. It's in the Eau Claire section of Columbia, where he wanted a farm. He was beginning to get a little tired of the rat race of building things and making things in Baltimore. So he was already beginning to put together the plans for what he would do after he finished building pianos. And then, as I pointed out in that paper that I sent you, Joseph himself is a fascinating guy. He's clearly of an abolitionist bent. This is a time when, of course, Baltimore is still a southern city with slavery in force. And Joseph is going all over the South, particularly into Tennessee, with copies of Hinton Hopper's book to distribute, to try to bring people to the understanding that we have an economic system that isn't working and the problems are piling up. He was almost lynched in Tennessee because of this. He narrowly escaped, and it was reported widely in the papers when he got out from underneath that. But a semi-tragic event in 1860, and then shortly thereafter, he came to South Carolina, and he lived the rest of his life there in Eau Claire. Brother Elias and his two oldest sons continued Newman Brother and Sons in Baltimore, but the war took out all the trade in the South. They didn't have a trade in the North, and so by 1864, the company was essentially and evaporated before the war was quite over.
Oh, that's good. Interesting. Interesting.
And so here's just a neat, brilliant example of the American piano at this particular period.
Thank you.
I understand that there's quite a bit of music that the daughters had.
The daughter had, and her sister and some other people, because the piano stayed in the sort of in the family, and so some of the music we have is later than may have been hers, may have not been. But some of it we know, like the one copy of the thing that they have there, she has her name written on it as Sue Rhyne, and that would have been maybe when she was in college or even earlier than that. So it's kind of interesting.
So in order to bring the piano back to being able to play her music again, it's actually fairly simple. This front slit, I think there was a little ledge of wood underneath that has been broken off, and so they've glued it to the front. And that needs to be reversed and put back to the way it was supposed to be, because we have a few keys up here that are rubbing and sticking because they're just rubbing against this badly aligned front. there's nothing inside that needs addressing more than just, it needs
Sir.
the usual sort of tuning. And then, just like the one at Fairfield, I see no reason why it can't be part of the, the musical scene here if folks want it to be so.
I like it a little bit
Well, I think it
closer.
would be, that was part of the thing we thought would be nice.
Well, and it's certainly completely feasible. We ought to fix the hinge, and then on the music desk,
Right.
this dovetail joint has gone dry and just needs to be repaired. But other than that, great to see it. It's probably been refinished. It looks like it's been refinished. The two back legs are in the original finish, but
The front ones,
the front ones they've done.
right.
And the case
Is this
they've done.
supposed to be-
And quite honestly, it makes it display better. This is more what it looked like when it was new. And the copal varnishes that they were using at the time, you need something that will go on, make a nice shiny coat and go on fast and be able to sell, because we don't, it costs money to keep going
Are they gonna
over.
have a
So,
ribbon in front?
so those copal varnishes were not designed to last forever and ever. And certainly after 50 to 70 years, they begin to alligator very badly. And then, when they're shot, it's, you can save it, but it's not like the original finish enhances the instrument. It really doesn't. A nice refinish job is actually so much better. It's not good for Rachmaninoff, don't get in and pound it, but for all of that music that she had, it's just an ideal piano, particularly, to play and sing with.
Well, there's a lot of vocal pieces in
Yeah.
the collection,
Pulling
which
it back enough.
also sort of reminds me a lot of, the Stephen Foster songs and the parlor songs, and, whether they sang those in the South or not, I don't know. But they probably did.
They did.
Yeah.
It was very popular in the
Yeah.
South. So I have several of these, Southern collections where they would have the music bound, up
Right.
for
Oh,
the
yeah.
lady of the
Right.
house. And they are all along those sort of lines.
Right.
Minstrels were very popular.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Foster music, comic songs and things that you could have fun with in the evening, because there isn't any other entertainment.
Right.
And for a very long time, this was the center of the universe in the house. And you can tell that it was treated just as such. So I'm really happy that you guys have got it. What I want to do is get it in the Clinkscale database so that other researchers know about it.
Right.
And,
Well, I was thinking the same thing. So.
it's kind of the right thing to do. And certainly it fits the time period for Clinkscale very nicely. So what I'm going to do next is something kind of dull and just make some simple measurements. I've already gone through and photographed. They were kind enough to hold the lid up for me while I was able to take some pictures of the inside. So what other questions can I answer about this?
It's beautiful, it's authentic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of giving you all the
Yeah,
history.
right. Well, and part of my interest, not in the piano, but is connecting it a bit more to the things. I kind of know where it went after it was with the daughter, and then it was with the sister and other things. But the fact that you said that the Joseph Newman came down to the South to sell pianos, which was probably how Moses may have found out about it then, because I was trying to figure out how would someone in Mount Holly, North Carolina, find out about a piano maker in Baltimore.
So the New York makers became less and less popular selling into the South. They really weren't particularly welcome as representatives of their country coming down. And so even though we see Chickering selling into Charleston and such, what we largely find is that the Baltimore builders, Newman and Kanabe in particular, had established large connections in the South and the West. From Baltimore, by ship, it was easy to go down, and by the Great Western Wagon Route, it was easy to go out of Baltimore and go into the Western territories, particularly into Tennessee and down into the Deep South. And so you find a lot of Newman pianos still in the South, and hardly any up north. It's a rare beast to find one, really above the Mason-Dixon line, which is of course part of the crisis that he had. Kanabe had the same crisis during the Civil War, but they were better businessmen. He was, a little bit, just better connected with what was going on, and he established some new places to go off and sell Kanabi pianos, such that after the war was over, they recovered very quickly and came to dominate, the Baltimore building. It was Kanabi and Gale. Henry Gale dies. His son comes in to be part of the firm. There's instant friction, and almost immediately Kanabi takes it onto himself to run it. And Henry Gale is left, or Henry Gale Jr. is left to build on his own. Gale lasted for another 15 or 20 years, but he never had the wherewithal of Kanabi, which, by the way, is essentially still in business.
Right.
The name was bought, and
Right.
it's being used as a stamp, but it's for their better pianos. So Kanabi is effectively still being built.
And we have a Kanabi piano from a later period that's in Dallas, North Carolina, in the History Museum over there. And it came to another local family, which is the Lumberger family. So it's a later, it's a 1870s something piano.
Well, as I was telling
Honestly,
her,
Sean, this looks like a
do
badass.
check sure.
Yeah. Gary Brinkley, he's the president of the society.
So as I told Gary, if you have the family history, electronically or something to share, I'd be happy to get that in the database as well. I think it's important. Wonderful Newman and Brother piano from about 1855, and one of the things that has happened, which is not too uncommon, is that one of the hinges has broken out of the lid, and there's a lot of nasty ways of fixing this where they move the hinges and things like that. We're not going to do that. We're going to respect the piece, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and take some dowel material, probably about this size, and I'm going to drill for this and insert it in there, and we're going to hot glue everything in, and then when we put the hinge back in that, then it'll hold nice and securely, and that way people will be able to tune the piano going forward and service it and do things like that without having to worry about taking the lid off to do things. So I think we're going to like this a lot better, and I'll do this, start this action first so that I can be letting some of the glue set up. It's reversible. If in the future somebody wants to do something a little different, they can, but I think this will hold for the ages. So that's what we're going to do starting off. Once that is set in place, then I'll begin to go through the piano and see what else it needs. I know that we hot melt glued this to the front, and that's really not the best way that we want to do that. So we're going to look at some alternative ways of fixing that so the action can more easily be withdrawn from the instrument going forward. So that's what we're doing to start off with. This one's going to be good. So this is going to be fairly straightforward. It's got a full iron plate. There's nothing to necessarily prevent us from going up to 440 if we want to do funnels for the pacemakers and defibrillators.
Wow.
So we design the insides.
Yeah, so this your Jaguar out here?
It is. It is. And
And y'all are cousins or brothers or something?
I am not,
No.
but through the interest in early pianos, I suppose we are brothers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Tom, one thing I
So I
want to
worked
remind
on a
you,
lot of,
this piece was loose.
Yes.
It just kept falling off, and so we used a little hot glue gun
Right.
to put it on. So take it off,
We're
put
gonna.
it
I'm
back
gonna.
on however you want to do it.
I'm
We
gonna-
just didn't want it to get damaged. So
No, I'm going to try to take that off. Hopefully, not too much hot glue was used.
Yeah, that key slip, I think, was actually rubbing on a couple of the fronts. I don't remember which ones it were.
Yeah, and that, you know, is something that we
That's a beautiful old instrument. It's really like awesome condition to be as old as it is. 1830, you said?
59.
1859.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think it's a little older than that.
That's when it came to Mount Holly, so who
Yeah.
knows exactly when it was
Right.
built. But
I think-
mid-1850s.
I think we're talking more like mid-1850s here,
Mhm.
but
So we're hitting two strings
I
per
think
note?
there should be 2 strings per note. We might have a few that have really dropped, but
Yeah, I can hear a few that have really dropped. Hopefully the pins are not loose.
well, they'll feel none too tight, but I think we can make it work.
Especially if we stick with, if we don't go to 440.
Right. I don't see a problem with the dampers right off.
Well, you know, since it's been moved in here, it may have adjusted to these stable conditions in here and, you know, dried out a little bit, those felts and pins and stuff.
They seem to be largely activating the way they should. You know, there's some stuff where the bushing has worn out a little bit, but you know, quite honestly, I believe we could survive it.
Leather hammers.
Leather hammers.
Something's touching a
There's
string somewhere.
There's a wire touching a string.
A damper wire touching a
Damper
string.
wire touching a string. You can see them right there.
Yep.
Because the
Those are
bushing,
some thin wires there, aren't they?
yeah, the bushing is
Bushing shot, isn't it?
shot, and we may be able to get a little something in there to.
Put a little piece of felt in behind it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bass strings are always bad about that, as you know, because you know they move a lot.
They
more.
get a lot of force, yeah.
Yeah.
Those big old hammers and everything's just big down here in the bass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you coming up today. I've been looking forward to working with you. This is the first one of these I've worked on. I've seen a few of them, but I've never seen one in this good condition.
It's reasonably dandy.
So you're gonna drill those hinge
I've
screws and put
already
some
hit-
glue some dowels in there?
Yeah, I've already drilled them, just heating up my glue and.
Today is what, the 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah. They have screws.
Some days we don't have many, some days we have.
So
And this is-
part of that action comes out with the key there, though.
Yeah, this is English double action. So we're gonna see if we want to actually draw the action or not in just a second, but let me. cut 3 plugs, and then once we get them down, we'll cut a plug lid.
Because we do have some very interesting things. These are we meet right here in this room.
Association office on the 3rd floor.
And they'll open it for them, like any day of the week. I said, we're only open on Saturdays from 10 to 1. And we've done.
Does that help,
this
hurt?
volunteer,
That's good, that's good, I appreciate it.
Which is fun to do, but we tend to do okay. Well, thank you. It's very. It turns out.
That's in there.
When I first came, you should have seen this place. It's wild. To see the changes we've made, it's just amazing. Oh my gosh, it's just something to be proud of for sure.
This way, when we re-tap the screws, they have a chance.
That's the best fix right there, is get some new wood in there. And any,
Because, as you see, this thing is solid rosewood.
some hard wood.
And rosewood is an oily wood.
My husband's.
Glue just doesn't want to stick to it worth a toot. So it's not uncommon to find that the rosewood glue joint
Failing.
failed over time.
She was president.
So you get your supplies from Shaft, or where do you buy your stuff from?
The glue can come from lots of different places. There's Luthier Supply. Is actually pretty good vendor. So I'm just going to set him over here to sit. Tell you what. It's really just this one guy, I think. So either one.
This bridle strap tape is a little bit thinner.
It is a little thinner, and it's wouldn't be an awkward color. So you see what we need to do. We just need to get a
Go
little
around the
bit
back side
of
of that.
material right on the back side of that.
Do we want to mark that one somehow, or are we gonna? We want to put a little mark right beside the hole, maybe. With a,
Yeah.
push that over a little bit. Getting enough in there to hold it in place, but not too much to make it tight, is the trick, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's 3 times. It's 3 times.
That's all.
So do you own one of these square grandstones?
You might say that.
Okay.
I have a large collection of early keyboard instruments. So we have pianos like this one and then earlier to 1777.
Wow.
Pictures.
That's Becky right there.
Yeah, okay. She's gonna
This is so exciting.
Pam Shirley,
Fanny Craig.
Forrest and Kathy, and Kathy. and
Forrest
Dave were married.
Medlin.
Yeah.
I know Forrest Medlin.
Well, I got a picture of him from 1999. He was in my graduating class.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he drove my school bus, and I worked with him. And I worked with him at Clarion.
Babe. Yeah.
Babe, yeah, and I worked with him at Clarion.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got this picture. He took a copy of mine.
John Lamb is on his way.
So who
he's
are
gonna
you?
Come take pictures. Me?
Her.
Janice
That's
Brooks.
Janice.
Brooks.
Phyllis Harris.
Phyllis Harris.
Sister.
Okay, Phyllis
I was
Harris.
ahead of Phyllis in school.
Okay. So you are Janice.
Yes.
Janice.
Yes.
I am Linda and Rick Connell's
Oh,
brother.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. And you're younger than us.
Mark.
a little bit.
Mark is in our
Oh,
class,
wow.
James.
Mark Brown.
Yeah.
Well, but he also said he knew Babe Bevan. I
Were
was
you guys
showing
in the same
Mom.
class? Who's?
Need a little help here.
He was about.
Alice
he
is
was a
old.
couple- You do. How did you see that here?
I got it. I can see those from a mile away. I walked into one when I opened that door
Uh-oh.
What,
in my
spider
case.
web?
I don't do that.
Cobweb.
I
Sounds better
think
than
next
So
spider.
week
good
I'm
to see
gonna
your
bring
mom.
some of
She
them
is a-
at,
she is a treat.
at Hoyle House.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna do a whole table,
Okay,
like a spread, so kind of like we did the gift shop.
okay.
So we'll.
Yeah,
We ran
cause
into
I'm gonna
her
be,
at
yeah, cause I'm
Harvest
gonna,
Moon
I'm
Grill up in
open.
Lincolnton on a Sunday after
9:30, we
church,
gotta be there.
about a
Where's
month or two
At Hoyle
ago.
House. By,
So what I'm doing here, Gary, is muting off.
you know where the fish shop.
We've got two-string
camp is?
unisons.
Fish camp.
In other words, the hammer is hitting two strings at one time. And I only want to hear one of them at a time.
Now, okay, so my friend
just muting
Linda is a
on
lineman,
one of the two-string unisons
but I need to know
Good.
what.
for every note. So when I play that note, I'm only hearing one of the two
Yeah, we'll
strings.
bring some sweatshirts and hats.
Yes, very temporary. I'll pull it out as I go do
Pens,
the
yeah.
procedure.
And some artifacts too, just to show.
Right, screwdriver.
Yeah, our hungry club.
Did you learn this on your
Maybe
own?
Thursday.
I did, well, Uncle
Thursday
Milton,
we'll
Uncle
put a
Milton
hat
got me
together.
interested in it. Yeah,
And then there's one up in
got me a couple of basic tools and, you know, got stirred up some interest. And so
He
from
also
there,
had the ear.
he did, yeah, he's been a musician all his life, does all kinds of string instruments.
All right. I'm
And,
going back there with you.
I've been reading a lot about him recently.
You are?
Oh,
What are you
really?
going downstairs
Old
for?
Mountain Muses.
We're gonna be there.
Milton Jr.?
Oh, and you- It's amazing, you can just hear it.
My mom leaving.
Yeah, she left without saying bye. You're number 3. You gotta sign in.
There, let him stay.
That's. Oh, sweet. Thank you for coming. At one point, she'll remember that man's name. Her son, and it turns out I knew. Everybody, that's what I love about it. There you are. Wow, wait, hi. Everybody, hi. You met my godson John before this? No?
Right, nice to see you.
He's like. Stop by.
James and I have the same color hair. I do too, but my friends.
If you see me doing something that you're not comfortable with, you yell at me.
No.
Indeed it is.
Now
Where'd you
the,
come from?
well, it has been in Mount Holly for a long, long time.
But where?
Well, it was built in Baltimore.
Came from his house. Turn it just a little bit.
Here you go. Let's see. Let's see if we can catch it. Beckett's set in there.
How about a little bit of light there?
Yeah.
There's something to be said about a good flashlight holder. People laugh at me about that, but when you got somebody holding a flashlight and they don't have the right light in the right place, I'm gonna go just a little bit.
Need a little attention. It's just kind of gonna. We'll need
Take
to
a few of these.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it in.
You're on the wrong side of your pin
Oh,
there.
oh yes. I'm glad you noticed that.
Now what's the?
We're on the wrong side of the pin.
Oh well.
Got a
we're-
string hook
yeah.
right there if you need it.
We're gonna catch it.
Get that before you get it too tight.
Yeah,
Get it under the tamper.
yeah. Okay, go ahead and bring it.
Bring it
up
around and get a little tension on it.
Yeah, we're good down there still.
And we're not crossed.
No, not crossed. You can go a little further. Let's go. Let's come around just a little bit more so we can get at it.
Oh yeah, you gotta get your pliers behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
Put in some wood plugs and put it back on.
Okay.
You wanna squeeze it one
Hey,
more time?
I'm straight.